It's time to fight the powers that be. Hey, Facebook, you now tuned in to Voices. Yes, coming to you live from WUTU 88.3, the best in community in old school classics. Hey, shout out to my kinfolk, Cuzzo, King Chris in the building. Yeah. Hey, man. It's time for us to stop all the hating and start celebrating each other. Like, what's the point? It makes no sense. Especially when we got enough people hating us already. You know what I'm saying?
When you realize, man, I wouldn't even believe it, man. It's too much of that going on, man. I'm sick of hearing about it. I'm sick of seeing it. It's time to just, like, for real, like, just come together, man. I know we talk about it all the time, but we, like, really got to put some action to it, man, for real. It ain't getting no better. The thing about it ain't getting no better.
At all. Not until we do something about it. Everybody want to talk. Everybody want to complain. But ain't nobody trying to do nothing. Like, not make no real change. But over here at Voices, hey, man, we're inspiring collaborations that elevate Soulciety. All right? Yeah. Fight the power. Oh. Forget him and John Wayne. Had to get a new kickstand to be able to prop this phone up. Hey. Somebody's out there tuned in. Appreciate you for tuning in. About to get this thing cracking in like less than 1 minute.
Live, y'all.
And in effect,
make sure y'all tune in for real.
Hey, be sure to drop some comments, ask some questions once the show gets started, man.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Ready?
Yeah. Hey, Southwest Georgia. You are now tuned in to Voices on yours truly, WUTU 88.3, best in community
and old school classics.
I'm Nexus.
Cousin Chris right here.
And it is another beautiful Tuesday.
It is.
Yes, June 7th, 2016.
It's hot out there, though.
It is.
Jeez,
It's currently,
around the corner, man.
Yeah. It's currently 30 minutes after the hour. So, looking at 6:30 right now.
Right.
All right. And we have another amazing show for you today. I just want to start out by saying shout out to Coach Craig Dry again for coming through last week.
Cuz, what's up, man?
if you're tuned in, if you're listening, we appreciate you.
We do, man. For real, man. We appreciate all our guests that take time out and come through the studio and chop it up with us, for real.
Most definitely. Remember, next Tuesday is another edition of Voices Presents the Artist Corner.
Artist Corner, that's right.
All right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So if you have some poetry, some spoken word, some songs, some raps, anything motivational, inspirational that you want to drop, share.
Keywords though, motivational and inspirational. Okay.
Positive.
We don't want
positive
don't get
vibes.
on here and play your club banger. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like you know, save that, save the party jam. We want to hear the good stuff. You know, the inspirational joint. You know, so like my cousin said, if y'all got like a song, poem, spoken word, you know, whatever you want to share. You know what I mean? Like, please do call us up. You know what the number is: 229-434-1010. 229-434-1010. You know, so just give us a call, man. Leave some comments or whatever. You know what I mean? Just get involved, man. You know, we want to hear y'all voices. This is voices, right?
Right.
Right.
It is voices.
This is voices.
And it's not just about our
It's
voices,
not,
you know, it's
never
about
just
the
about that
voice
one
of the
voice.
people.
Right.
That's why it's voices and not voice, you
Okay.
know?
You
Alright?
get it?
Because Soulciety is the key
Exactly.
to the whole thing.
The whole thing to the S, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. And just another brief reminder, if you didn't catch us last week, the Resora will be hosting the third blessing of the land, all right, this coming weekend. So if you've not been aware, be sure to tune in and check that out. The Resort Plantation at Cypress Pond, located out on Old Pretoria Road, all right?
Right.
So that's going to be an awesome event hosted, by new communities.
Mm-hmm.
So beware, stay tuned,
Yeah,
check that out because it's something free and it's open to the entire family.
No doubt. Come out there and show your support, man. You know.
Most definitely.
Stop saying there's nothing to do here in Albany. We got plenty of stuff going on.
It's a lot going on. And for the free. Let me add that in there because we always talk about, oh, well, people do stuff, it costs much. They don't ever have enough.
You know what? They gonna pay them TI tickets.
Oh, what? Oh, they gonna pay to see what they call a Beyonce?
Beyonce, they gonna pay, if you can do that, man, I know you can come out and support something for the free, man. Community-based, family-based, it's a good
right,
time.
Culturally based.
You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be a good time, so just come out and show your love and support, and then hopefully we continue to do things like this.
Right, most definitely.
Yeah.
All right.
Always gonna work if y'all support it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
One thing about it.
All right. So, on today's calendar, I wanna start off with the fact that today's show is another one of those shows, like most of our shows, that encourages and promotes us unifying and us embracing and understanding and educating ourselves first about who we are and where we come from and why we are in the situations that we are in. All right, so me personally, and Chris is gonna give his side, but I feel like, that's a major part of why Black America remains in a low state of being is because we first don't know who we are, we don't know where we come from, and we don't understand the structures and the time and effort that has gone into keeping us in this low state.
Right.
You know
what I mean? Like,
so
say that again, cuz. Say that again.
I said that I don't feel that the people first know who they are, know where they come from, let alone understand and recognize the structures and the money and the time and the energy that goes into keeping us in a low state of being.
Because they plan it all out. Seriously. Like they plan it all out. Nothing is by chance.
Nothing.
And the more and more, we learn and we talk, and me and cousin, we vibe, and we just find out things about ourselves. Like it just becomes more and more clear. None of this is by design. By chance. This is all by design.
Most definitely.
And I've even said it before, like, just through various conversations with people I encounter and things like that. Like it's deals going on in these back rooms. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's people in these back rooms, like they doing deals and they got people's lives on the line, and it's all for just a buck or their personal interest. You know what I mean? Like, it's nobody's taking into consideration, especially our people. You know what I mean? Like, they could care less. Honestly, they could care less if it doesn't benefit them financial wise, or it's gonna help them better their lives somehow. Like, they could care less. You know, they don't care. Nothing. We're not important. We never were important.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we never were important.
Wait.
You know what I mean? Like,
Hold on. I believe we were important. You know what I'm saying? We've always been important, and that's the issue. Is that we've always been important, but we haven't recognized our own importance.
To them,
yeah.
Is what I mean. Yeah, but that too though.
Yeah.
That too though. That's crazy. Like,
I mean, because when you think about it, like everything that exists here on what we call planet Earth,
right?
When we think about infrastructures and buildings, and we think about everything from even writing and hieroglyphics and everything, like we came up with it from something as simple as the ice cream scoop to the pizza cutter to the red light, yellow light, green light. I mean, we came up with this stuff.
We came up with it, and this is
the cell phone. Jobs has the patent on the cell phone.
What was his name?
I forget his name too, but it's a brother who invented the cell phone.
Invented the first video game.
What?
That was a brother.
You
know
know,
what I mean? Like
things that have helped to simplify life for Americans and people abroad have been discovered and invented by people of color. All right? So don't let the American history books fool you. Don't let American media and entertainment fool you into believing that they are the chosen people, or that they have made all of these remarkable marks in America without us first. All right?
It wouldn't have happened if we weren't here.
It wouldn't have.
You know what I mean? Like, if people of color weren't here, they wouldn't even be here because they were gonna die. Like, they couldn't even survive by themselves.
Right.
Like the Native Americans had to, save the European, man. They had to. Like, they weren't gonna make it.
Right.
They didn't know what to do. They were in a new land. They didn't know where the resources were. They didn't know how to use the resources properly. They were there.
Right. And then they called them Indians, knowing that they weren't Indians, but because he was supposed to be headed to India, he was like, oh, well, I'm going to call them Indians because that's what I want to call them. That's where I said I was going, and that's where I ended up. And everybody just continued to run with it, even when books and journals and documentaries showed that he knew he didn't land where he thought he landed, and America continues to feed these lies to the people, and we believe it. We allow them to alter our history and our place in history so much till it's oh, we did what? Oh, I didn't know.
I didn't even know that. Man, like,
and to make it even closer to home,
people don't even be knowing.
Albany, like the power that just exists here in Albany alone. Like, you have people who've been here all their lives and don't understand that this is a landmark.
Right.
This is a historic place, not just for Ray Charles, not just for the Albany Civil Rights Movement. Like, those are just some of the key things that have happened and come out of Albany, but Albany is a whole lot more than that. Yeah. And we just don't understand. We don't get it. Like, we had a major train depot here,
major.
like
before all of that,
right.
Yeah.
The Thornatisca Heritage Center that, gets underutilized, that was a major, transportation hub.
Totally.
So, it's a lot of stuff that happens and has happened here in Albany, and we ought to know our history, and I feel like it's so true what they say, that if you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going.
Right.
That's
it just
important.
Makes it easier for people to tell you what to do and how to feel about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we get a lot of. Honestly, man. And it's like nobody questions it, and that really gets on my nerves. People, they don't even question it; they just go along with it. People tell you people telling you about you, you know,
Right.
and who you are and what you worth and what you're not worth if you don't have this, or you know what I mean. Like I just get really tired of that whole thing, and it's like I feel it more and more because like I feel like I kind of just, you know, like I'm falling back from like people a lot, you know, like I'm I'm usually like always by myself, man, because I just don't like to deal with too many people sometimes, man, because I just feel like people don't get it, man. You know, I just feel like people would rather just go along about their business, you know, just be stuck in the matrix, you know,
Right.
because like, you know, and that's real. Like that whole concept is real. Like
It
it was
really
a movie,
is.
but it's real. Like the love that people have for ignorance.
It's
You know
powerful.
what I mean? Like the love that people have for ignorance is just, it's powerful. It's overwhelming. You know, it's destroying us. You know, it's
And then they made a
you know.
quote out of it: "Ignorance is bliss." And
Yeah.
people are like, "Oh, I'm so happy and
Yeah.
ignorant." Like, no, how can you be?
How can you be with somebody? How can you honestly be with somebody telling you your worth? Like, how can that make you happy?
Right.
Like, that's something that you should know within yourself. Like, you supposed to know what I'm worth.
Right.
Can't nobody tell me what I'm worth. Like, how does that even work? Who are you to tell me how to feel about myself?
Right.
Like, who are you?
Who gave you
Who
the
gave
authority?
you the power?
Right.
Who gave you the authority?
Yeah.
And but it's crazy because they feel like that authority is theirs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. You know what I mean? Because like you know, a lot of white people think that authority is honestly theirs, and I beg to differ.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
And
totally.
it's interesting though that you say that, because I'm gonna say this and then we're gonna cut to a quick little break.
And then
Yeah.
we're gonna tie it on in with the story.
Yeah.
Because I'm ready to talk
But
about this.
for real,
Yeah.
but in your recent interview on See the Vision, all right, See the Vision TV,
TV.
check it out on YouTube, all right,
Check it
and
out. Y'all can Google that.
yeah. And your recent interview you did with El Guapo Cash, you know, and it was interesting to listen to it because his whole thing is like rich friends, rich dreams, you know,
Right.
and it's like, oh, makes sense because it was all about who you surround yourself with. And one of the things that he said that kind of stuck with me was that he had to change his surroundings.
Yeah.
You know, and being from Albany, a lot of people don't realize how much of a jungle this is.
Those standards.
Yeah, and people don't really realize how much of a jungle and how much of a trap that this really is.
Yeah.
And I was proud to hear him say though that he
too.
learned, you know, early on that
Yeah.
you don't want nothing out of life. I can't be hanging and associating with you if all you want for yourself is the street corner. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to surround myself with people that are just as ambitious and driven and goal-oriented as me in order to be successful.
Right.
I'm going to still be stuck right here in this same situation,
right.
You know what I'm saying, that I always said I wasn't going to be stuck in. But that's what happens to a lot of us. We get comfortable. We get complacent. We just give up, feel like ain't no hope.
Start listening to the lies.
Right. Yeah. And we just get sucked into the vacuum, you know, because that's exactly what it is. And it's eating away at our homes and our families and overall the whole black community. Yeah. You know, because if you can get the black man, you know what I'm saying, then you can get the black youth. You ain't even got to worry about the woman. We get her out of power, she's going to think, oh, yeah, I run the world. You know what I'm saying?
And there's no disrespect to the ladies, you know,
because I am a female, you know, by the way.
At the same time, like, I like what you said, you know, like, because that's the wrong balance.
Right.
You know, that's the structure is out of whack, you know, because
divide and conquer.
We need the strong woman, but that's not the head, though. You know, it was never designed that way. You know what I mean? Like, it was designed with the man being the provider, being the head, being the figure, you know, of the family.
Right.
It was the male. That family, you associated that man. You know, like Mr. You know, I'm just gonna use my grand Mr. Jenkins. Like, if you knew Mr. Jenkins, then you would just associate all of us. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, you Ada Jenkins' grandson, or oh yeah, you cousin to Miss Jenkins. Like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you understand what I'm saying? Like, the male figure was that important.
Right.
You know, that his whole family, his whole offspring, you know, like, people associated him. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you
When
know
you
what I'm saying?
even when you think about, you
Yeah.
know, like Bible
Yes,
stories,
it was the male.
is, you know, it's not.
It was the son of
You don't
Abraham
talk about
and the
Sarah
son of,
and all of them.
you
You
know,
know,
yeah.
you talk about Abraham, you talk
Yeah,
about
the son
Isaac,
of
you talk
Isaac,
about
yeah.
Moses, you talk
Yeah.
about the men.
the men.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Not that the
Exactly.
women weren't important,
Not that-
because when the men did step up to the plate, the women had their backs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it was still that strengthening and empowering mechanism to get our men back to the top. It
Right.
wasn't that, oh, no, you down, we gonna beat you on down some more. Like, where did that come from? You know, like, stop allowing them to.
Tell you about you.
Right.
Basically.
Because as much as we can run homes by ourselves, like, we need that. Like, we need each other. Like,
we need each other.
he wouldn't have created
Yeah,
both of us if we didn't need each
Stop
other.
fooling yourself
You know what I'm
talking
saying?
about you don't
And
need
you
no
become
man.
one.
Yeah, stop fooling talking about you don't need a man. And fellas, stop fooling yourself talking about women ain't this and that. And I don't need no girl right now. You do need a woman.
Right.
You need a woman. Trust me. I need a woman.
Right.
You know what I mean? For real though, I need one. Talking to female
Alright.
listeners out there, call in.
That's right. 229-434-1010. All
Hey,
right.
we gonna go to break off for that one.
Hey, don't you go anywhere. You're locked to Voices on WUTU 88.3, the best in community.
And old school classics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was that? Oh, who that is?
That's Malik Diet and Yahala.
Under Satan's authority. Babylon the Great has fallen, fallen. Babylon the Great has fallen. Babylon the Great has fallen, fallen. Babylon the Great has fallen. Babylon the Great has fallen, fallen. Babylon the Great has fallen. Babylon the Great has fallen, fallen. Babylon the Great has fallen. Come down, sit in the dust. Thus said the Lord, so you know it's just. In sorcery she did trust. Now Babylon getting her head bust. No longer say she stand alone. Gotta put the clamp on Satan's throne. Smell the smoke, plus I hear the screams. Pick up your book and stop chasing dreams. King of Babby, Queen of England. This is cousin, do what you thinking. Beauty of the Chinese, really finna let a nigga
Oh, these white
sneak
folks,
in. Know the answer, but will you listen? It ain't go just cause it glisten. Trust in the
Still
Lord.
on.
Started, then beat the odds like Sonny. Listen, Christ
Say no to Trump.
No.
days they acting strange and
For real,
playing
though.
games like an exhibition. From here to Rome, weeks out wrong. Gotta wake up Jake if I take you home from the tribe of Judah. Out the Lord David, they can hate me now, but gon' frown later. And did I fail to mention that these politicians got laws being passed here, daily criminals trying to blot out our existence with the government's assistance, school of the Most High. I ain't graduated from prison. Hosea 4:6, rules won't exist, blinded by their lies, pride, and jealousy.
Hosea 4:6, rules won't exist, blinded by their lies, pride, and jealousy.
Babylon the Great has fallen, fallen. Babylon the Great has fallen.
Really?
Babylon the Great has fallen, fallen. Babylon the Great has fallen. Babylon the Great has fallen.
Hey, Southwest Georgia. You are back with Voices on WUTU 88.3, the best in community.
And old school classics.
Yeah, it's your girl, Queen Nexus.
Cousin Chris over here, cooling.
All right, the king in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
All right, before we went to break, though, we were just having a little discussion about, you know, how out of balance and out of sync we are as a people when it comes to, you know, structure within our own family systems,
Right,
you know,
right.
and how that has had an impact on us continuing to remain in the state that we're in.
Right. And as well, continuing to like, let people dictate to us, our destinies and our futures, Yeah.
Right. So, just in some more recent news, on the subject, Lil Boosie recently did an interview with Vlad TV. And in the interview, for those of you who don't know who Lil Boosie is, he's a famous rapper. And he's done, like some prison time.
Yes.
And when he got out, he's originally from Baton Rouge,
Baton Rouge,
Louisiana.
Right.
Yeah. And when he got out, after, his paperwork and everything was situated, he moved to Atlanta. And so the interview was primarily about why he relocated and, said that he really didn't want to necessarily have anything else to do with the people of Baton Rouge. And I thought it was interesting to listen to, his responses. Yeah. And the main thing was that when you're from a place, people might start out supporting you, but once you get to a certain level or a certain point of success in your life, whether or not you feel you're that successful or not, like the people around you will start to have hate or envy or jealous type actions and motives. And it was just interesting, because we hear all the time like, oh, we done been through the struggle, and, now that I'm up, I got my people on to munch out for me, and, they hang me, they done put tags on my head, like different stuff like that. But it's like, wow, this thing is so serious to make what, what I'm saying? Some of you listening might not know, but Lil Boosie was a bad A, what I'm saying? Yeah. And he was one of them people, like when you watch his videos, like they might not have even been mainstream videos, but his YouTube videos and posting things, like back in the day, was like, oh, that Boosie bad, like ain't nobody finna mess with him. Yeah. Like, oh, he run that city right there, you know what I'm saying? It was like he was the like black godfather of Baton Rouge, like. Yeah. But now he's on a whole
totally different.
Yeah, and it's like he had to really humble himself and refocus. Like he had a lot of time to think about this stuff. Yeah. So now he's like, I'm relocating because not so much the people, like the community of supporters when it comes to African Americans, but he was more afraid of the police and what they would do because of what he had done prior in his past before being incarcerated, and he was like...
Because they do pick on people, I mean, let's be for real.
Once they have a target, they lock in.
They do lock in, they pick on people, and people are, profiled. Yeah, people get profiled. Yeah, that's true. So for anybody that says, like, you don't have anything to be scared of with police, if you're not doing anything wrong, that's a bogus statement.
Right.
Because people get profiled and picked on by, cops every day,
Most definitely.
No disrespect to the good officers out there, but I'm saying you just gotta be real about it, it's bad cops out there, and just gotta be mindful of that, and don't ever think that just because somebody says that, like, they're just being over dramatic or anything. Like, I feel him on that point that he made. I had to get up out of there, like, because it's real. Like,
he's scared he gonna be at a stoplight and somebody throw a gun or some drugs in his car, knowing he's already a convicted felon.
Have, a right to be, black men do have a right to, to feel a certain way when it comes to police officers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just how it is. You can say anything that you want, but none of it justifies, the things that have been done to black men, black people, by law enforcement, like it's that's that's a whole nother show, actually.
It is.
You know, but
back on this
Well,
though,
back on
cuz
this, though, yeah.
how do you feel about the statement? You know, because me and you, I don't consider myself famous, you know, but you know, we've been able to do some things, you know what I'm saying, in the short time that we have been on this earth. And, you know, I'm pretty sure that you've been able to see it as an African American male. You know how you have friends, but then when they see you doing good or you transitioning for the better, you know what I'm saying, they want to hate or
feelings get
envy, you know.
Feelings get hurt sometimes. Let me just say it like that. Yeah, like it's crazy because like you said, we're not even famous. You know, like it's just something that we decided to do. You know, like we had a passion for it. You know, like anybody else that has a passion for whatever they do. You know, and they just decided to do it one day. And you know, I mean, it wasn't anything particularly special about it. We just decided to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and then people accepted it and they liked it. I mean, so we keep doing it. You know what I mean? Like it's just like we just like to do it. You know, we're not trying. It's like I don't know why people act like that. Like you're like trying to purposely step on them or belittle them in somehow. I'm just trying to live my life, man. Like,
instead of supporting the movement, if it's a positive one, and trying to see where it could even take you. You know what I'm saying?
You could be a part of this. Like, you know, if you want to be, you know what I mean? Like, it's so many opportunities out there, man. It's crazy because I saw a Facebook post earlier, kind of. It was just kind of like inspirational from a man, Tosh, of Grooming Gods. It was just I ain't gonna get too deep in it, but basically it was like, you know, saying that, you know, you can do what you want to do, basically. Like, it's up to you, you know, don't be scared, don't be hesitant, you know what I mean? Like, and it's crazy, like, because that's basically all we did. You know, we just tried it, you know, like, you know, for anybody that ever has hated on somebody that was just trying to get their dream out,
shame on you.
Y'all, man, for real, shame on y'all. Like, how could you do that? When there's so many people and things in this system that's already designed to like just hold us down. Like, why would you hate on the next brother or sister that's trying to just get their dream out and just live their life and just do something positive and be productive?
Right.
Like, that's all any of us could ever do.
I agree.
At the end of the
and
day,
nobody should have to feel like they have to leave their hometown where they were born and raised, where they should have the most support to go somewhere else where people don't even know them and they show them more love than they ever got at home. You know, when you were the same talented artist or, you know what I'm saying, person, right? Whether you're an artist or not, you were the same talented being in Albany that you were when you went to Atlanta. But because the people there didn't even know you and saw your vision and was like, oh no, we're going to support you, we're going to back you. Like, what does that really say? So we really have to get out of that, which would take me to the David Banner video. But I think, you know, we should take another break. Southwest Georgia, call in 229-434-1010, 229-434-1010. We're locked. We're here for you, and we want to hear from you. All right? Remember, again, the number is 229-434-1010. All right? Don't go anywhere. You're tuned in to Voices on WUTU 88.3, the best in community.
And old school classics.
Yeah.
Again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their glory.
Oh, yeah.
We got to get into this, like, good into
all
it.
these I will give you.
So, like,
How much I need to see?
Worship.
Oh, we had like 35 minutes.
got my 35 minutes left.
You want to go back to the...
I think I'm telling home what's that.
Hey, caller, you're on with Voices. Okay, can you hold just a moment for me? All right. Bizzle?
Why would I make reference to him? And they saying I'm the villain cause I'm chillin' trying to get this penicillin through him. In the message I ain't quitting till it's been delivered to him. I won't support your lie no more. I won't even try no more.
Who is this? What is this?
If I have to die,
This ain't new.
Not for sale?
that's how
Oh, she on that track though.
I won't be compromised no more. I can't be victimized no more. I just don't sympathize no more. So now I understand. You just wanna use me. What you want me to do? Stun on everybody. Fake it till I make it. Front on everybody. Make them feel low. Cause they don't got what I got. Like they ain't on my level. Cause they don't rock what I rock. Tell them that I live a life they should wanna kill folks.
Oh, you like that one?
Getting new hell pill, bro. That's how you pick and choose who
I like that one too though.
First one, tap dance, do a little heel toe. Trying to use power.
And then that Lauren, she just make it even just hotter.
Rock press on, help push the same sex laws and disrespect God. Heck no, what I look like trying to impress y'all. Homie, y'all either step off or get stepped on. They saying that I talk like I walk around with Teflon flesh on. For Christ, that's a line I'm willing to put my neck on. So grind ahead, Philistine, get the guillotine. 3 racks from a slingshot to make you Timberlane. Y'all deny the sun like Michael did Billie Jean, but your calendar is still based off imaging. Right, BC, before Christ, AD, Anno Domini, the year of the Lord, right? So you can mock and you can front about the knowledge y'all got, but every time you say the year, you acknowledge my God. My God, support your lie no more. You shoot it right. I won't even try no more. If I have to die alone,
You
that's
ready?
how I choose to live.
Or you want to let it play to the end?
I won't be compromised no more. I can't be victimized no more. I just don't sympathize no more.
I'm gonna let you bring it back in since I got my mic over there.
I won't support your lie no
You ready?
more. I won't even
You ain't even paying attention. Hey, hey, hey.
die alone.
I'm gonna let you bring this in.
Choose to live. I
Yeah.
won't be compromised.
Oh no, now, like back into
I
the shit.
can't be victimized no more. I just
Yeah,
don't
we gotta
sympathize
follow
no
roll, remember?
more. Now I understand.
Hey, what's going on, Southwest Georgia? Y'all are tuned into Voices right now. I'm Cousin Chris.
It's Nexus
Right, and y'all are tuned in right now to 88.3 WUTU, the best in community.
and old school classics.
You know it. So, while we were on that little music break, shout out to the Bizzle featuring Lauren Hill. Man, I don't think I heard that song before, cuz I like that one.
I know, not
But,
for sale.
Yeah, but we had a call in. Carly, you still there?
Hey, Carl, you still there?
Carly, you still there? Yes. Hey.
All right, you're on with Voices. What's your name?
My name's Miranda Mathis.
What was that again?
Miranda Mathis.
Veranda?
Miranda.
Okay, Miranda.
Thank you.
Miss Miranda. All right. So you say you had a comment for us?
Yeah, I did. And I think that the conversation you guys talk about, it starts with individuals. I think that when we look at others, we see reflections, good and bad. And sometimes when we see other people achieving their dreams, it reflects that we're not achieving our own. So we start to tear them down, or we start to feel like, a dream without work is a wish. And a lot of people are wishing, and several few of us are actually dreaming. We're applying actions to what we want to do. So when you have someone that's wishing, someone that wants to do those things, doesn't have the actions, doesn't have the education, doesn't know how to get it done, they hit on the next person. They see you doing things they want to do, and it makes them look at themselves and say, I'm not doing that. All I'm doing is paying bills until I die. While you're doing something that you really want to do, and that makes me upset. So you start to tear down the next person. You don't want to help them, and then you have a lot of people, especially in a smaller city like Albany, that doesn't have a structure for people to really thrive and make money. They really hate on the very few people if they can get out of it. So we do go to other towns, and we let other people see what our town saw in us, but it just reflected that they can't do what we do in any way. So they're upset.
Man, y'all heard that?
Miranda was right on point, on time.
You just mad because you can't do it like me, baby. That's
Right,
all.
you just mad because I got a dream and I'm not doing my dream, and I see you getting your happiness on, and you making a check, you doing your passion and making a profit. I don't know how to do that, so I'm mad now. I'm mad at you. I don't want you to win.
Right. That's crazy, man. Like that crab in the barrel mentality, man. You know, like we always doing it to each other. We've been doing it to each other, and I mean the effects would seem obvious, right? I would think so. The effects would seem so obvious, you know, that whole spirit, you know, you just condemning the next person. Like, how could you? I mean, you already unhappy. Like you just mad at the next person, so now you just adding more stress onto your being unhappy. Like you just. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like,
Self-destruction.
yeah, it's just like
I think that's
self-destruction.
a big part. I learned to have sympathy. Like if I see somebody and I know they're not doing what they want to do in life, see it,